Like a lot of other Wizard of Oz books, this particular edition does not say copyright 1939. Hello fellow Ozians, and welcome to the channel. This month we celebrated the 85th anniversary of MGM's The Wizard of Oz, and I thought it would be a little appropriate if we looked back 85 years at an item that was released back when the movie was released. So, without further ado, we will be looking at the movie edition of The Wizard of Oz. To tie in with the movie's release, The Wizard of Oz was reissued, and this is the American release of this book. There are other editions that were released in England which features dust jacket art that are stills from the MGM movie. This particular one in America here features a much more W.W. Dinslow inspired illustration, not only here on the front but also on the spine. The back of the spine advertises for the MGM movie. Also, when you open up the book, the end papers feature sepia stills from the film. The inside illustrations are the W.W. Dinslow illustrations. There are only 8 color plates featured in this edition, and they're not the complete color plates that you can see from earlier editions of The Wizard of Oz. There are less colors here. This particular edition of Wizard kind of mirrors more of the later 1930s editions that were being produced during this time. The only major difference is the inclusion of the MGM end papers and also the new dust jacket art. This particular book has been found in 2 different shades of green cloth. This is the brighter green, and there is also a darker green that this has been found in. And I actually have one of the darker green ones to show you. It is a slightly different color, and this is also a second edition of this particular book. The spine is slightly different from the earlier one, and the other thing that's unfortunately different about this book versus the previous one is that the end papers in this book are blank. I know. Which definitely makes the other edition a little bit more sought after. One interesting little piece of history that's on the inside of the back flap of the dust jacket is that it features a little blurb talking about The Wizard of Oz starting as a Broadway play and then eventually becoming the MGM movie. With one very glaring exception, that this particular write-up completely omits all of L. Frank Baum's original silent films. Interesting. There is, however, a very lovely quote from Fred Stone, who played the Scarecrow in the original Broadway play. Like a lot of other Wizard of Oz books, this particular edition does not say copyright 1939. The last copyright that's noted on the copyright page is 1903. So if you're looking for this book out in the wild, don't expect to see 1939 on the copyright page, because it's not there. So if you wanted to acquire a copy of this particular book, how much should you expect to pay for it? And what should you be on the lookout for? Well, obviously one of the big selling points of this particular edition is the dust jacket, since it mentions the MGM film on the front and has those lovely pictures on the back. Finding this book without the dust jacket definitely lowers the price a lot on this book. The later edition that I have here does not have the dust jacket, and I picked up this book for the very, very expensive price of $10. Yes, you heard that correctly. $10. So, there is a very high chance that sometimes you might be able to find an Oz book for a very good price, and the person selling it doesn't know which edition they have. But if you find one that has the dust jacket, it's a little bit of a different story, especially when it's this earlier edition that features those lovely end paper photographs. I picked up my copy for a whopping $60, and that was at an International Wizard of Oz Club convention. How did I luck out on the price? Honestly, don't know. I was very happy to pick it up though and add it to my collection. This particular edition could sell anywhere between $100 to potentially $400. Just depends on the condition of the book and also the condition of the dust jacket. Do you have any items from the original release of the MGM movie? I'd love to hear what you have in your collections. Comment down below. And if you liked that video, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe. New videos are posted every 2 weeks on the 15th and last day of each month. And if that doesn't satisfy your appetite for Oz, follow the link in the description to ozclub.org and join the International Wizard of Oz Club. Until next time, bye y'all.